Okay, so I was just reading online that King Charles is hiring a new housekeeper and cleaner apparently for one of his palaces in Scotland. And apparently, the salary that he's offering has shocked the conscience of even papers that support him, such as the UK Mirror. So this was written about 10 days ago, but I wasn't able to get to it for one reason or another, and I'm getting to it now. So it says here King Charles is hiring a new housekeeper. I thought it was a cleaner, but okay, housekeeper. But salary of role may shock royal fans. And it says here King Charles is on the lookout for a new housekeeper to work at the palace at Holyrood House in Edinburgh on a part-time basis with the highest standards expected, the very highest standards, okay, because he is, after all, the king. And the article was written by Tim Hanlon, okay, and it says here, um, he's looking for the highest standards, but there is nothing majestic about the salary. It says here that royal fans may be keen to take on the part-time role at the Palace of Holyrood House in Edinburgh, but they would have to accept a minimum wage in Scotland, which is 12 pounds an hour. 12 pounds an hour. Um, it says here the 20-hour per week position calls for someone who can deliver extraordinary service in incredible surroundings. It says this role will be based in Holyrood House and may involve traveling to other royal residences. And it says here King Charles is known to spend 1 week each summer at the palace, just 1 week, carrying out official duties, and that the job description says it is a position that gives the opportunity to gain new skills in hospitality, while benefits include 25 days annual leave, rising to 30 over time, a pension scheme, and leave options, including for parents or those looking at volunteering days. And it says here that the advert doesn't go into any specifics of what housekeeping would be required or whether there would be much contact with members of the royal family. And it also says that Charles is now at his Sandringham estate in Norfolk, where he's convalescing following Buckingham Palace's announcement in February that he has a form of cancer. Wow. Wow. What do I have to say about that? Well, I would say it's a little bit tone deaf, maybe a lot tone deaf, in the sense that you've got these people, these grifters. You want to call Harry and Meghan grifters. I don't think Harry and Meghan are paying anybody on their staff $12 an hour, and if they did, it would be an outrage to top all outrages. I'm sure they have a babysitter or two, nanny, whatever you want to call it, and she has more than likely a contract that says that a non-disclosure agreement. She has an NDA. She has an NDA, and or he, but I'm sure their nanny is female, and she has agreed not to disclose. But I would be shocked. I mean, out of my robe to learn that Harry and Meghan are paying anyone on their staff $12 an hour or anything less than $20 an hour. I mean, even their housekeeper, because I just think that would be such a scandal, if that worker were to go to the press, TMZ, whatever, and make a complaint. And I think the British press and the American press would have a field day with that. So for me, the king who has like 1,000 times more money than Meghan and Harry, I mean, he's a billionaire upon a billionaire upon a billionaire, and he's the king, right? I mean, after all, I mean, he's just sitting on all this money. He's sitting on all this money. His son William is sitting on all this money. All these, his wife has all these jewels. I mean, it is an embarrassment of riches that these people have. And you have got a country where people are struggling to make ends meet. Anybody who's going to work for him for £12 an hour is someone who is going to be struggling in some way to make ends meet. And there seems to be a lot of those types of people in England. And considering the fact that this man and his family for thousands of years have sat on their laurels and collected all this money from the taxpayers, money that has, you know, doubled and tripled and quadrupled in value over, compound interest. I mean, every year they get millions, and they don't spend all those millions, right? They can't spend all those millions. So, they invest that and they get all this compounded interest. So it's just money upon money upon money upon money. And then you have other people in the society living in a one room shack somewhere on council, what do they call it? Council aid. And they have electricity and they have bus fare and food and rent and probably water bills and, God knows all these other, you know, incidentary, or what is the word I'm looking for? Maybe incidental expenses, plus insurance and car payments if they have a car, and, child support, because they have the audacity to have sex, without a trust fund. And God Almighty, what else are they having to pay for? I mean, bulbs, they have to buy light bulbs. Those are very expensive. Batteries, for things that go bonkers, when you need them to work, like your artificial fireplace or something. And it just adds up. You know what I'm saying? It just absolutely just adds up. And you're talking to me about £12 an hour that this man can. These people are tone deaf. But it's more than just being tone deaf. I mean, these people, the royal family, I mean, this is a con. This is a total con job. And it's a swindle. They have swindled the people. They have absolutely swindled the people. And not half swindled. This is the wrong tense, because half swindled is present perfect. It means it's over. And it's still going on. They are swindling the people every day. And I have no sympathy for the people, because the whole monarchy is a construct of the people. The people want it. They willingly pay for it. The minute they don't want it, it doesn't exist anymore. They want it. They defend it. They love it. So deal with it, right? I have no sympathies. But I just feel like it is so incredibly tone deaf on the part of the king and the queen and the king to be and the queen to be to even have the gumption to put forth these kinds of salaries to anybody in the United Kingdom who need a job. You really have to really need a job to accept this kind of salary, right? The fact that you're cleaning, I mean, cleaning takes a lot of energy, a lot of, you need energy, right? And skill. Not everybody can clean to the same extent as everybody else. Some people, it's a skill. Cleaning is a skill. It's like building. And I just feel like How incredibly tone deaf can you be? How much of a swindler can you be? How much of a con artist can you be? How greedy can you be? This is pure greed. This is pure greed. I can't even say that I say it with all due respect because this is disrespectful to workers and to British people who pay taxes. I mean, you're sitting on all their money, piles and piles and piles of money, all their jewels, all their art. I mean, there's, so many things, the assets of this kingdom goes beyond jewels and art. Cash stashed, bonds stashed. I mean, China stashed. So many things stashed, right? And you have the audacity to offer somebody £12 an hour in this day and age. Shame on you, King Charles and Queen Camilla.